and welcome here to more TALKFCB and welcome back to the channel, guys, for more build-up at Copa America 2021. And today we are going to be talking about an ultimate clash between Argentina and Uruguay. This is always a fiercely contested fixture, and of course it pits Lionel Messi up against his former teammate and of course his very good friend Luis Suárez. We are going to be talking about the full game that is ahead of us, and of course the potential lineups from both teams, which are going to be absolutely crucial. It's all coming up. Let's get to it. Come on. Today's match preview, guys, is coming to you courtesy of the One Football app that you can download there in the description down below to stay right up to date with all of the summer action that we have going on right now. Euro 2020, of course, as well, and Copa America is where it's at right now. So you can go ahead there and download the app to keep yourself very much in the know. But in terms of this game, kickoff will be coming to us live there from the Estadio Mane Garrincha Stadium, which is a 70,000-seater. And of course, sadly, there's going to be nobody inside the stadium for this clash, but it is an incredible looking stadium. I absolutely love the design of that. It really, really is fantastic at the very heart of Brasilia. And the game will be coming to us on Friday night local time, but for me, and I know many of you guys, it is going to be there in the early hours of Saturday morning. We are going to be going through it and staying up late again to see how Argentina get on against Uruguay. Because as you can see right here, when we look at the table in Group A right now, after just one game played for many of the teams, Paraguay are the team leading with 3 points. They came from behind to win against Bolivia. And as you can see there, Uruguay are yet to get their Copa America campaign underway. This will be their first game. And Argentina, they also need a win after drawing with Chile. But as you can see here from the recent form of Uruguay coming into this game, they're not exactly firing right now on all cylinders, and their long-standing coach Oscar Tabarez has actually come under a little bit of criticism recently there from the natives. And I think in their recent games they have been there a little bit toothless in front of goal. You can see they're failing to score against the likes of Paraguay and indeed Venezuela in what has been quite a patchy start to their World Cup qualifying campaign. And of course on the side of Argentina, they've been unbeaten now. They're on a really good unbeaten run, but those draws, they should have been wins. That will be the frustration right now for Argentina. Yes, they are putting together a few very decent performances. They're moving in the right direction, but they should have won that game against Chile and even the game against Colombia. 2-0 up, but the final score being 2 goals each. But of course, guys, when it comes to Argentina against Uruguay, the form often goes completely out of the window in these particular matchups. What you can expect here is a really physical game, very much being played there on the edge of what is legal in the game of football. It's almost at times like an out-and-out war there on the field. Very, very physical indeed, just like we saw in Argentina's game against Chile. And I think that makes it very, very difficult to build up some serious momentum. It makes it very, very difficult there to actually get into the rhythm of the game when there's so many disruptions, when there's so many stoppages, as you often see in these South American games. But what Argentina need to do above everything else, finish your chances. In front of goal, we have to see a more clinical Argentina side. You look at the game there against Chile, they had 5 shots on target in that game, and 4 of those were considered big chances. And that right there, it should be 4 goals. If you are clinical in front of goal, you are putting 2, 3, 4 past Chile there, and it's game over. And many of those coming in the first half. And when you have a defence, I feel, like Argentina do, whereby you can make a mistake, certainly there is a bit of a soft centre in terms of the Argentina defence. You need to score those goals. You need that protection. 1 goal is not enough. Even 2 goals. You look at the game against Colombia, like we say, that wasn't enough either. You need 2, 3, 4 to consider yourself safe. Argentina have to do better when it comes to that finishing touch. And when we are looking now at those lineups, and in particular they're starting with Uruguay and what they could do in this particular game, one thing that, like I say, Tabarez has come under a little bit of criticism for is just being basically a little bit safe, a little bit there too cautious in these kind of games, because always Uruguay, when they can, when they're both fit and available, they're always going to go with Edinson Cavani and Luis Suárez there leading the line, which, let's face it, those 2 strikers, even at the stage of the career that they're they're out, they can still cause any team in the world problems. And then behind them, I think then there's a bit of caution. What you want to have here is Torreira, Bentancur, they've got Fede Valverde, and what you're going to see from Uruguay is a very, very narrow midfield. A very compact area of the pitch there that you're going to try and close down all of those space. They're certainly going to try and get bodies around Lionel Messi. I think it's going to be really, really important in this game for Argentina to try and get as much width as possible here, to try and exploit these areas where Uruguay are so narrow in that midfield, and you can try and get there, the fullbacks, providing that width and opening up the pitch and the space for your attacking players. But for Argentina, when you're looking at their team, there is a big, big piece of news when it comes to their defence, and very, very positive indeed. It's the fact there that Cristian Romero, he is back in action. He missed the game there against Chile with an injury, but since that game he's been training every single day, no problems at all with him, and he is now set to reclaim his place in the starting lineup. And coming up against, like I say, Suarez and Cavani, you need good defenders. You need players there who can get tight to them, can stop them from turning on you, and obviously getting those chances in front of goal. Because if you give Suarez, Cavani chances, you're not going to do well. It is as simple as that. And Argentina, defensively, they've got to be on it. And so, when you look here at the team that did indeed line up against Chile, you had Emi Martinez in goal, Montiel you had along the back line, Martinez, Cuata, Otamendi and Tagliafico. And of course, there was plenty of criticism there going the way of Otamendi. He did make, again, another mistake in that game. Following on from the Colombia one, he has been anything but convincing so far over these past few games for Argentina. The midfield I thought was really good. Lo Celso had an excellent game there, although he was curiously subbed by Scaloni, and then Nico Gonzalez, of course. He's now on the verge, actually, of joining Brighton in the Premier League. He missed a host of chances against Chile. Now, from that team, apparently, according to the media in Argentina right now, we are going to see two changes in that team. One of those is going to come at centre-back. Romero is going to come back in, but not for Otamendi. He apparently is going to replace their Martinez, Cuata, and it's going to be Otamendi and Romero at the heart of that defence. Scaloni continues there to put his faith, wrongly I feel, in Nicolas Otamendi, and there is also going to be one change there in attack for Argentina. Nico Gonzalez has been struggling throughout the week there with a bit of a muscle problem, and he apparently is set to be replaced by the veteran Angel Di Maria. Which means that once again, Scaloni there is putting his faith in Lautaro Martinez. He did miss a number of chances against Chile. And for me, actually, it wasn't just about the misses. I just don't think we've seen the Lautaro of Inter so far. I've spoken about it before, the fact that at Inter, he has Lukaku alongside him. I think those two as a pair work absolutely brilliantly. But Argentina, he hasn't quite been able to replicate that kind of form. And Sergio Aguero, of course, he's still waiting in the wings. He's still waiting here to get a genuine opportunity in this team. All that he had against Chile was the final 10 minutes, far, far too late there to make any real impact. But Lautaro still looks set to start in this game. And when we're looking there at your predictions for this one, I personally am expecting a very, very tight game here between Argentina and Uruguay. Very, very little to separate the two teams. You guys believe that Argentina will just about get through this and win by one goal. But I think a draw, that would probably for me be the favourite right now. A draw in this game, I think both sides have got their flaws. I think Uruguay are coming to the end maybe of their cycle that has been so successful over the years. But Argentina in front of goal, I think at both boxes. On the one hand, they've got to be more clinical, and at the other end, they have to cut out those individual errors if they want to win these kind of games. But of course, guys, please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. This, for me, is a really, really exciting fixture. An absolute classic, really, in South America. So please do let me know down below what you are expecting in terms there of the score, the outcome of the game, but also the lineups. How would you line up if you were Lionel Scaloni? And can Argentina register their first win at this year's Copa America? We are about to find out. I will see you after the game, guys. Even though it may be late, I'll be bringing you all the latest reaction to everything that goes on. I hope you enjoy the game if you are going to stay up. But until then, as always, it's Copa America.